In 2012, we built the shanty cabin for just $400, which gave us the great idea, let's build another unit, which was the A-frame for $700 in 3 weeks. So let's go take a look at that. This is our internet famous A-frame. It's been on 60 websites, and the story about how it came to be is in 2017 or 2018, my sister had a blowdown. We had a microburst up here, and before the insurance company came to clean up, we went in there, scavenged a bunch of parts, what we could, and my wife came across Derek's beautiful plans on the internet, and we agreed to build it because I didn't want to do any thinking. The plans allowed me not to do any thinking. We had a bunch of material, so it came to be in about 3 weeks. My wife did all the interior design stuff and the colors, took the pictures, put it on our website, and it kind of branched out from there. So let's go inside and I'll give you a tour, and then we'll head outside. It's a pretty quick tour. Okay, that needs some adjusting. Okay, inside here is pretty basic. First and foremost, we got the beds made out of cabinet board. Those are very nice, very stiff. We've upgraded the memory foam on them. So it actually makes for a pretty comfortable sleep. Over here, we got more live edge from the mill that my dad has. Coleman cook stove, 2 gallons of water. Basically simple stuff for coffee and tea, although we have a communal area that does have coffee and tea. So recycled windows from a trailer my sister had. Again, heavy on the recycling, some hand touches like the embroidery, and just kind of Montana stuff to kind of give it that cozy rustic feel. We've got DC 12 volt charging for phones and tablets. We've got a single light here, LED, lanterns and such, all solar of course. And a custom door I made out of some decking my sister had. I like the way it came together, and we have a handful of doors on the compound here that feature this wood. Let's head outside and talk about the star of the show, the transforming wing wall. So if you do any time on the internets and you look at other A-frame designs, the first thing you'll notice is people kind of use a janky elevation system. They'll either have a single 2x4 or even worse, just PVC pipe. So couldn't have that. I can't take credit for this. My old man came up with this. He was in construction for 35 years. And although the design is very simple, it's very, very effective, and we like to think that it's safe. So he's got about 30 foot of rope here, and it goes up to a pulley down there, a pulley here, and then back up to the header up there. The posts are 4x4. Cleverly, you do 3 rotations around these boat hooks here. And it stays anchored safely. It's slightly above 6 foot, so most people can walk underneath of it. However, it does point downhill, so that way, if you want to sleep underneath of it on the bed, and you do get a rain, that gravity will take it that way out. The deck sits on some stumps here, and just like the shanty, we're not necessarily heavy into water. Eventually I'll have to jack them up and replace them, but the shanties lasted 10 or 12 years. So yeah, we're still good for that. Again, coming across all this material, used my sister's deck. She went 2 foot on center, but I'd highly advise against that. Definitely 16 inches with this Trex, because I'm 190 pounds and you can definitely feel some sink in between. So I'd redo that, or I might come back through and reinforce it and split the difference. Personal hangout area here. Over here, got 2 hammocks. We chose this nylon kind of parachute hammock because the squirrels murder anything else with like proper rope or cotton, and then some sort of shade there, but just try to use what the land gives us. We really like this little log here that kind of goes like that. So it's a little backdrop. One thing to mention is this polycarbonate. We're working on about 5 or 6 years with it, and it has held up well. It hasn't discolored from the sun, but it has cracked in certain places. Again, it's coming up, it's coming down, and the contraction and expansion of the weather I feel like the 5 or 6 years is pretty decent, all things considered. On our other unit, the blind, we have 1/8 inch plexiglass in the 4x8 sheet, and it hasn't nearly fared as well, again with the racking and the contraction. So when that finally goes, we're going to replace it with polycarbonate, and probably this year we'll replace that, giving it a full 5 or 6 years of shelf life. If you enjoyed this tiny house tour, be sure to check out our other 4 units, uniquely self-built at the Hohnstead.